Tips and maintenance. Introducing live rocks is highly recommended to get beneficial bacteria strains and mio and microfauna species. These organisms are keystones to maintain a well-balanced reef tank. They are part of the nutrient cycle in seawater. We recommend introducing other animals after 4 weeks. Don't switch on light too much during the first weeks to avoid algae outbreaks. It is important that you check the redox value daily. In a filter that is running for more than a month, the redox value will change every hour. The redox value can fluctuate from minus 250 to plus 250. The ideal value is minus 100, so check the redox every time you feed the fish. You have to see regularly that the redox is around minus 100, but it has to change regularly. For example, on a system running for more than 1 month, if the redox is staying at plus 150 for a couple hours straight, there is something wrong. And if you check the redox a couple hours and it is never going into the minus around minus 100, there is also something wrong. If the redox is not correct, please check DyMiCo. To check if DyMiCo is working good. 1. Take the power of the computer off for 10 seconds and turn it back on. You must see the following steps in this exact order. During 30 seconds, nothing. DyMiCo is measuring the redox. The small return pump is on for 30 seconds to 15 minutes. The carbon dosing pump is on for a couple seconds. The process pump is on. You will see a water level change in the left compartment compared to the middle compartment. Check if there is enough carbon source, and check if the hose inside the jerry can is not stuck to the jerry can at the bottom. Make a bias cut at the end of the hose to prevent this. Also make an extra hole in the cap to prevent vacuum of the jerry can. Check if there is not too much or not enough water flow on top of the sand bed. See the dedicated video to test this. Test your water, especially for heavy metals. For example, copper can cause a failure of DyMiCo because it kills bacteria. Power bar. When the big green LED is on, there is power on the power bar. The smaller 4 red lights are not alarms. They indicate which sockets are on at that time. There are always 1 or 2 red lights on except for only 30 seconds every hour. If they stay all off for more than 30 seconds, please check the connection between Aquastar and the power bar. The correct water flow on top of the sandbed is essential for the correct working of DyMiCo. Aim the return pipe on top of the sand in the direction of the aeration chamber, right compartment. With a Berlin system, you want the flow as high as possible, but with DyMiCo filter, you want the flow as low as possible. But the water flow must be enough to keep the sandbed underwater when the small return pump is on. To set the correct water flow, stop DyMiCo, press escape key on Aquastar. Keep the return pump to the main tank in the right compartment on, so water is flowing on top of the sandbed. Put the plug of the small return pump, Tunza 1073.008, on a normal socket so it's constantly running. Wait a minute and check if there is still water on top of the sandbed. If yes, close the flow regulator some little more and wait another minute. Keep doing this until the sandbed runs dry until this minute. This is the limit of too low flow. Then you slightly open the flow regulator more and repeat each minute until the sandbed stays underwater. Phosphates and organic pollution could rise according to the population and the quality of the food you use. To keep phosphates and organic pollution low, you can add in the right compartment a fluidized media reactor with anti-phosphates, resin, and activated carbon. Please regularly keep an eye on the alarm red light on the Aquastar. It indicates that pH and/or redox value is or has been outside of normal value. After a few days or weeks, redox value will fluctuate between negative 250 and plus 250 millivolts. Test every few months, trace elements, and if needed, dose our special trace elements to keep good levels of each element. We strongly advise to use internal or external filter with mechanical media to avoid heavy cloudiness of the water during first months due to bacteria and other organisms' development. For maintenance, JBL Cleany is very convenient to clean the 2 lower PVC pipes inside substrates. Clean the pumps and the left compartment at the same time. Ideally, check probes calibration every month. Empty your DyMiCo and clean the substrate once a year. Fill the missing volume due to substrate dissolution by the CO2. Cleaning of the substrate. After 1 year of operation, the sand bed may require cleaning and additional substrate. Take all the substrate out and wash it. Use the next procedures. Turn off the Aquastar. Turn off the aquarium return pump and other equipment in the right compartment. Take out all the water from DyMiCo and save this. This water is full of bacteria. Use a pump in the left compartment to take out the water and save the water in jerry cans. Take all the substrate out. Put the substrate on a sieve and wash it with a garden hose. If necessary, rinse the substrate with reverse osmosis water after a while. Clean the pumps and pipes in the DyMiCo filter. Put the substrate back. Add additional washed DyMiCo substrate course to restore the first 27 cm layer if necessary. Put some fish food between the 2 layers of substrate, below the perforated plate. This will increase the startup. Return the saved water in the filter. Start DyMiCo by selecting Run on the Aquastar. Place a power filter in your aquarium for 2 weeks. You might have some white cloudiness the first days. The power filter will prevent that. Usually it will take around 24 hours for DyMiCo to return to a low redox, -100. And the first weeks of redox will fluctuate between +250 and -250 more than before. This is normal. It will take some time for the filter to retain stability, but in the meantime, it will keep on filtering, so don't worry. We recommend this maintenance routine.